splints, we talked about where the shin splint is located in terms of where it comes off of the tibia, the muscle groups that are involved, so the simple basic things you can do to start to alleviate the soft tissue through some soft tissue release techniques, and those initial exercises that we have all heard about in terms of heel raises, toe raises, to go ahead and start strengthening that lower leg. But the one thing we started addressing in that first video was that running especially is a single leg activity. And a lot of the sports we do are single leg, meaning we never have both legs operating at the same time. One is doing one activity and one is doing the other. Whether it's a front to back motion, side to side, or we're going ahead and we're starting to apply more pressure or force on one leg as we descend down a mountain, or if we're going uphill in terms of hiking, walking, running, and so forth. So what we want to start talking about now is single leg activity and how we start applying that into basic movement patterns to help alleviate that shin splint. So the first exercise we want to start talking about is a simple balance exercise. Now this might seem kind of rudimentary and very simple for many, but for a lot of people, when we start working in balance becomes a very tricky subject. So before we even start, the first thing we want to do is simply try balancing on one leg. So if you can do this on a firm surface, great. The next step would be to take a pillow or an uneven object like a BOSU and try it there. So for those of you that are going to the gym or maybe have purchased some equipment for a home gym, you may have purchased a BOSU. So like I said, you could try a balance exercise using a pillow at home or an uneven object. Maybe you have a Dynadisc. For the purposes of this video, we're going to use the BOSU. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually come up onto the BOSU on the dome side. So first, I always tell people when you get onto a BOSU, try it with both feet. Get your positioning, get your proprioception working, and then from there, bring one foot to the center and try now just balancing on that one foot. What's going to happen now is you're going to feel the ankle moving around in all different directions. If you really are prone to shin splints, I would recommend doing the balance exercises barefoot to really allow that foot, especially that plantar fascia, to feel and start strengthening all the little muscles that go into, making up that foot and ankle and lower leg musculature. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to start looking at doing a single leg squat. Now, I've shown this squat before in other videos when looking at ankle mobility and strengthening exercises. So now, if you can't do a regular squat without hinging that chest forward, you're going to want to take it in parts, okay? So what I mean by that is if you have a tendency to do this with your chest and a squat, you're not going to help the shins at all because all that's firing is your hip flexors. So it's very important to notice that when we do a squat, we try to keep that chest up and keeping those knees right over the front part of the toes. This is more purposeful for when we're trying to do a balance-oriented activity like a single leg squat or a toe touch. So what I mean by that is we're going to take one leg, we'll show it from this side, we're going to take one leg, we're going to bring it up. From here, we're going to have the opposite hand, I should say same side hand, as the leg that's being lifted, and we're going to come down into this position. So if I was leaning forward too far, I'm not going to be working that lower leg musculature that you can see on me right now in the video. So right now, all of my musculature in the lower leg is working to help strengthen my ankle. So I'm going to come down, and from here, I'm going to come up nice and easy. So this is a great exercise to do. I would recommend putting an object in front of you. If you have a dumbbell, if you have a water jug, anything of that nature, go ahead and put it down in front of you. This way then you have a focal point to really go ahead and assist you with that squat. Now, the two other types of squats you can do to help increase that ankle mobility and really focusing on strengthening that shin involve using the TRX. So if you are going to the gym, you probably have seen a TRX there. or you may have purchased it for your home. Now, we're gonna do first just a regular squat with the TRX. The only difference is we're gonna purposely pull our toes towards our head, focusing on attacking that anterior tibialis muscle and really starting to strengthen it. Because a lot of times our shin muscle isn't strong, so unfortunately it gets overtasked and it becomes atrophied, and then it creates pain and discomfort. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna come with our arms shoulder width apart. We're gonna have our feet at shoulder width as well. We're gonna lean back, keeping a nice plank position, lift those toes up, coming down into that squat, and then coming back up. We're purposely doing this, 1, to activate the shin muscle, 2, to focus on glute firing patterns, which are gonna aid and help you with that reoccurring shin splint. Now, the next one we're gonna do is a single leg squat. Now, we won't be lifting the toes up because this now becomes a balance exercise. So from here, we're gonna lift one leg up, and then we'll lean back, and then from here, we're gonna come down into that squat position and coming back up. Notice I do use my arms just a little bit, but for most of the exercise, you are gonna keep those arms nice and straight and allow for yourself to push up through that heel as you do the exercise. So right there, we did a single leg squat with nothing, just using the floor. Then we started attacking it through balance. And like I said, you can use a pillow at home. If you have a Dynadisc or a Bosu, start practicing some balance activities. And if you have a TRX, 2 great exercises you can do to help increase strength in that lower leg are the regular squat, the TRX squat, and the TRX single leg squat. In the next video, part 3 of understanding your shin splints, we're gonna take it a little further and dynamic by looking at some more explosive moves. So like I said, this is part 2 of the understanding of your shin splints and how to really help them from becoming reoccurring and what you can do on your own. If you have questions or comments pertaining to your injury, feel free to leave a comment below. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you can see more videos and get more great information on how to fix your pain naturally through access to my knowledge base as a sports chiropractor. Don't forget to like the videos as well. And guys, stay tuned for part 3 on understanding your shin splints, where we get a little bit more explosive. All right, this is Dr. Heather signing off.